Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It Reviews. I'm here to review a little movie called Don't Breathe. It's been about 2 weeks since it was released. I saw it 2 weeks ago. I've been trying to talk about it, but I got sick and I lost my voice completely, and I'm about 90% now. I feel like that's good enough to actually do a review. Man, it's been hard not to talk about this movie, and especially in front of the camera, by the way. I'm excited about actually being here. You'll probably notice, if you've seen my older reviews, new setup. I'm in a new apartment, and this is so much more conducive to doing video reviews. Actually me being in front of the camera, and I'm excited to be back. Hopefully you guys are as excited to see me as I am to see you. So let's get into it. All right, I'm going to start with the synopsis real quick. 3 criminals trying to escape from their lives to go do something else. They go and steal from a blind man, or at least they try, and everything goes down badly for them. Everything they underestimated who this blind man was and what he was capable of, and this becomes a home invasion suspense thriller that gets flipped on its head, where the hunters become the hunted. And man, this is a suspenseful, thrilling movie. This is a scary movie. There's no doubt about it. I really like this movie. I didn't know too much about it, actually. It totally is off my radar, which is so not like me. This is so my kind of movie. I didn't know about this movie till like 4 weeks ago, and I'm so happy that I eventually caught it because I really, really enjoyed this flick. However, didn't quite live up to the hype. I gotta say that, but I still really enjoyed it. Let's get into the good, the bad, all the good stuff. Let's just get into, actually, you know what? Not good and bad. Let's get into the characters. I want to talk about the characters first. I'm gonna bonk this thing all the time. I'm so sorry, by the way. Like, this is with the new setup here. I'm clunky as all hell. I'm a bit spastic. Bear with me. Okay, let's talk about the characters first. The 3 thieves in this movie, the criminals, they're not the most likable people. I got to be honest. They are kind of douchebags. Is that fair to say? If you've seen the movie, are they douchebags? They feel like douchebags, and I kind of like the fact that they're douchebags, that they're jerks on the one hand, but they are sympathetic, and or that you can sympathize and empathize with them at the same time. That's a really cool dynamic. It works because you have the same feeling about the blind man, and that works. Otherwise, you gotta have good criminals, bad, blind man. But it works so much better when it's like hybrid, good but bad. Criminals, good but bad, blind man. That works so much better in this, and I found it really intriguing that they did it that way. We got to talk about the blind man, though. The blind man, played by Stephen Lang, and that's how they refer to him. There is no name. He's billed as the blind man. Stephen Lang plays this brilliantly. He is absolutely intimidating. He's one of the scariest performances I've seen all year. He's basically the Terminator, and my God, he is not unlike Gary Oldman, who changes his physicality, his face, it looks like a completely different person. That's what Stephen Lang does here. And whether it's Tombstone, Avatar, A Band of Robbers, a little indie flick that came out not too long ago, in this movie, he transforms into this role, into his roles, and I want to see the rest of his movies just purely because he's in them. Great performance. And it was, I gotta say, the other character in this movie is not the dog, by the way. I'll get into that later. I didn't care for the dog in this movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The other character in the movie is the house. And the reason why it becomes a character is because it's like a partner in crime with the blind man. They have such a relationship with each other. The blind man knows every crevice of this house, that they're compadres, they're partners, they're teammates. And the way, not only that, but also the way that they film the house. There's a scene where they're going from place to place. The criminals go into the house and they're turning off the alarm, doing something over here, finding the safe where the money's at over there, and the camera goes through the entire house, the walls, the ceilings, and you get such a sense of what the house looks like, it feels like, what the arena is, you know what I mean? It's like cage match, you understand what the arena is. And that coupled with the fact that the blind man has such a connection with the house makes the house a character in and of itself. And but at the same time, there's unexplored territories in this house. You'll find out if you see the movie. The basement is an interesting area. Let's get to the story a little bit. This is a pretty basic story. Like I said, it's kind of it's a home invasion film that's flipped on its head a little bit, and at the same time, while it is basic sounding, right? I mean, it sounds pretty basic, like, home invasion film, except the hunted becomes the hunter. Okay, fair enough. There's twists. The twists are so good in this, and some of the twists you don't find out till later in the film, but you've been hinted at them. You know what I mean? They give you some hints earlier on. And you're like, why did that person say that? And you find out later on what it all means. And it's so brilliantly done. I was so impressed that they were able to come up with such intriguing and effective twists, but also not just, here's a twist. It's like, here's a hint, and then we learn later what it was foreshadowing to. Really well done. It kept it going. It kept the narrative from feeling stagnant. You know what I mean? There's one twist at the end of the movie. It's a WTF moment. If you've seen the movie, it's about 3/4 of the way through, and that is bonkers crazy. Let me just say this: you'll never look. Hey, this Thanksgiving, you'll never look at a turkey baster the same way. You'll see it on the counter, and you'll go, oh. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. Yeah, I'm telling you, turkey baster, just ruined for everyone who sees this movie. It's a bonkers twist, but it's so effective. And here's my biggest problem with the movie. This movie should have ended 5 minutes after that. Instead, it goes on for another 20 to 25 minutes, and it becomes a horror film. It goes from thriller to horror. And that tonal shift works in that sequence, but not the 20 minutes afterwards. And that was a big problem I had with the movie. The other thing I want to say about this movie is that the jump scares are genuinely, really, really self-respecting jump scares. Instead of having the volume coming from the speakers, do the jump scare for you, it'll be stuff like the blind man coming around the corner and coming up from behind one of the unsuspecting criminals, and he's coming. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Instead of it being like boom as he turns the corner, it's just like a bing, and he just turns, and you're like, oh my God, and it lets that scene do the scare for you. It lets that be the scare as opposed to just the sound coming from the speakers. If the fire alarm goes off right now, my reaction is going to be, it's going to startle the hell out of me. It's going to scare the crap out of me. But is it because it was truly horrifying? No, it's because it was loud and surprising. You don't get those kind of jump scares for the most part in this movie. They're legitimate, self-respecting jump scares. That was so impressive to me. I got to give it props, and I hope that studios, directors, writers, that they follow suit and see that this movie that has these self-respecting jump scares was able to be commercially viable such that they follow suit. You can make a financially successful movie with jump scares that are legitimate and self-respecting. I hope that happens. Overall, I really like this movie, but I got to reiterate, the ending really didn't work for me, including the epilogue, which just didn't seem necessary. I almost wish I saw this movie as a short film, where they cut off the first third and the last third and had that WTF moment. They just had them rolling up to the blind man's place. And then the one of the characters who has like, she has a sister, and that's one of the reasons, the motivations to leave California, is to bring her with her and start a new life. She gets a text from her and she's like, oh, little sis, you know, and establishes the relationship and the motivation why she wants to leave. Just roll up to the blind man's house, go through all that stuff, and then end the movie right after that WTF moment. You can make this a half-hour movie, and it could be, you know, a half-hour short film, and it could be awesome. I really like this movie. The ending just, it bums me out how much I dislike the ending. I mean, the ending basically turns into Cujo for the most part, and it was pretty disappointing. Nonetheless, I think that this is a Netflix movie for me, and I'm gonna give Don't Breathe a 3.3 out of 5. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you seen this movie yet? I'm sure you have. It's been out for 2 weeks. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments section. Let's talk about it. And thank you so much, guys, for stopping by and watching my review. I really appreciate it, especially now I'm back in front of the camera. I'm knocking off the cobwebs. It's been a while since I've done this in front of the camera, so thanks for being patient with me. And if you like this review, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel so we can do this again soon, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey man, get off my case.
Oh man, chicks don't want to hear that shit.